Hey, it's Keith from Outlaw Speed Shop, and we are getting ready to start another Gaslands build. I found this Jada Hummer at, I believe it was, I don't know, Walmart or Target. I ended up buying shit from a bunch of different places yesterday. I really like the wheels and the suspension. So I thought I would do something a little bit more lifted than I normally do, or I have done. Obviously, I just finished this one. I put the big wheels on it, and same thing with this, but they really weren't lifted. So I figured I'd go a little bit. I want to keep, growing and doing more things as I learn, and everything is a learning experience. And little by little, I guess. But this I just thought was cool, so I took it apart. There's really only 2 screws. Here it is. Actually, there's 1 screw right here, and then there's a tab in the back. I already took this apart, so it pretty much comes off like that. Once you take it apart, there's 4 screws, one here, 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 and here, and then these 2 little tabs that kind of stick through the bottom of the base here and here. So I just kind of cut those off on the inside. And there's some other cool parts on this. You get the brush guard, you got the light bar, the exhaust. I believe there's a snorkel. Yeah, there's a snorkel on this side. And you get some gas cans on the back. So, I mean, this thing has a lot of potential for parts. Never mind just the, if you want to do something with, actually, I'm not taking it all apart, but you got a dash. I mean, there's a lot of different things in here. You could cut the seats out. So, as usual, this will go in my junk pile. So, this is what I ended up with. And again, it's pretty beefy. It's pretty cool. It's got some good details on the differential for the rear. You get the front transfer case. And I was like, okay, what am I going to put on it? And yesterday I had bought this wagon, Chevelle wagon. I thought, okay, well, maybe I could put that on there. But the wheelbase really just didn't look right. The distance between center to center on the axle on this as compared to this just didn't look good. So I tried a bunch of different little cars that I had kicking around. I was actually kind of hoping to be able to use this, but this is way too short. I guess in Gaslands land, or wasteland, Mad Max type of post-apocalyptic. I guess it really doesn't matter. You can kind of throw anything on anything. But I also try to make it look semi-realistic. So I ended up I got this drag bus, God, I don't know, maybe 2001. It was part of a Hot Wheels customizing kit. You buy the box and it comes with a blank canvas to work with, and it had some decals or transfers, I don't even remember now, that you could print out, gave you transfer paper and stuff. I forget the name of the box, but it was pretty cool. So I took the wheels off just to see what it was going to look like, and it's really going to look awesome. I'm definitely going to go with this. I'm obviously going to have to, more than likely, I'm going to shave these 2 with I guess it's supposed to be like disc brake type of backing plates for a wheel. I'm going to shave those down so it sits flush. But this really, and then I'm going to be able to make it open. So it's really going to look pretty cool. I'm kind of digging it. And like most projects, I kind of wing it as I go along. Obviously, figuring out how to mount it and making it secure is going to be a little bit of a task, but I don't think it'll be that bad. And then I had bought this. This is the Punisher Hot Wheels car, and I wanted the side pipes. I just thought the side pipes on both sides really look cool, and I knew I was going to be able to use them on something somewhere. So I kind of had I already took it apart, so it's falling apart. I just thought it was kind of cool. So I wasn't sure what I was getting into with this. So the side pipes, it's all one piece, but I can pretty much like cut it here and cut it here. And, those can go, actually, let me take this apart. Those can do something like this. I think that'll look kind of cool. So, Again, things are always subject to change. But the other thing I kind of thought was cool was this. You know, when you take it all apart and you look at it, it's like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. So I'm thinking, I'm breaking shit already. Cutting this post and being able to mount this on this. I'm probably going to have to do some shaving with a die grinder or something to kind of get this all one level and keep with the contour of the top of the bus. But I think blend it in and then painted to match the rest of it. Really look cool, and then just doing some white highlights on it. Again, it may look like shit, I don't know. Like most projects, I kind of wing it, and I add shit as time goes on. So that would be that. And then I was going through my miscellaneous weapons and shit like that. I found this grenade launcher, and I'm probably thinking about just trimming this really far down, trimming these down, and then mounting that back here somewhere like that. I also have this kit, which was part of it, with all the different weapons and shit like that, but it's got this tip right here for this whole, looks like a shoulder mounted rocket. If I drill this hole out, I should be able to just pop this in here. Diameter wise, it's pretty close, but worst case scenario, I can trim it right here and just use a small piece of rod or tubing or something like that to attach that into this so it could actually be removed. So it's kind of what I'm planning on, is doing something like that. And I know it's not to scale, but at this point, finding scale weapons with what I have that's going to look proportional, chances are pretty slim and next to none. So, but I like this. I think this is going to look really cool. This has a lot of potential too. You know, I'm going to highlight and detail the motor. I'm probably going to drill this out a little bit to give it some depth, and then weather it and add some soot around the exhaust pipe. Again, I'll probably have to trim this off if I can. I'm not sure. Depends how hard it is. This base looks like there's another rivet here, so almost looks like this motor kind of comes out, and then I'll be able to get this plastic piece out for the roll cage. It'll allow me to trim whatever I need to trim. I can paint this and detail it. But overall, I think it's going to look pretty slick. I can't wait to get started on it. I'm probably going to go with a semi-flat black as a base for this. I should be able to get by. I'm not going to strip it. I'll just I'll etch out these doors a little bit more because there's a body line there. I don't think, as long as I don't go crazy with the paint, I don't think I will hide any severe body lines. And then I can weather it there. So I'm just going to scuff this up with some steel wool or like 600 grit sandpaper, just to allow the paint to stick. And then wash it and then shoot it with some flat black. And this I'm probably going to prime with gray primer. And this I'll give it the same black treatment as well. That way when I start detailing, I've already got a decent base, and it's not the shiny plastic appearance that we have. So this does have a little bit of flex to it, so it's kind of cool. So anyways, I will be back after I've primed it all. This is a project update on our Gaslands drag bus. And this was, if you recall, actually, I think I talked about this in one of my videos, but I don't know, sometimes I get confused between YouTube and Instagram and all that shit. So I think I did talk about taking this Jada Toys Hummer. I took the suspension off of it, which is essentially just this. And what I want to do is put this on here, which worked out pretty cool. I primed this. I haven't painted it yet. The normal wheel hubs that you see that kind of rolls down to, I don't know, simulate a backing plate or something like that. I cut those down, trimmed it down, and believe it or not, the width of this is almost perfect. So that's going to go on there like that. And then this, which I painted, I'm trying semi-flat black. That's why you see a little bit of a shine. I painted the windows and everything. I'm just going to put netting over these, I think. This is going to end up sitting there like this. I think it's going to look wicked cool. especially once everything's painted. I semi-glossed everything. I didn't even mask anything off, so that's why the tires are a little shiny. I gotta matte clear it and dull it down, and then add my weathering. And then I had got the Punisher car from Hot Wheels because I wanted these exhausts. These pipes look pretty damn cool, and whether I use them for pipes in this project or not, something good came of it because I ended up looking at the body of the car, and I thought it would look pretty damn cool on top. Width-wise, it's perfect. Length-wise, it's perfect. The only thing I got to do is I got to shave down, probably shave this down a little bit, and shave this side down a little bit so it's perfectly flat, or maybe a little bit of an angle. I'm going to have to do a little bit of modifications on there to get it to sit, but it's going to end up sitting down flush. And then I've got my rocket launcher that I'm going to put back here. I've got to modify to fit in there. I cut a couple things off. I haven't been able to really do anything yet because it's been tacky. So it's finally dry, but I'm going to end up putting this in here. So it's going to end up kind of hard to do with a camera in front of you. It's going to look like that. And then I'm going to mount it on top. And then I've got gas can, or ammo can, excuse me, I'm going to end up mounting somewhere. This, I have no freaking clue what it is, but it looks kind of cool, so I'm probably going to mount that on the side somewhere, and maybe run a wire. Then I get some netting that I'm going to put inside of here, like that. If you can see that or not. So that's what that's going to be. A lot of fitting, a lot of grinding, and then it'll be a lot of weathering, and hopefully this comes out as expected. This is going to get flat black base. Then I'll start chroming the engine to a degree and then weathering it. I drilled out this back a little bit, so it'll add a little bit of depth. And I'll black out the roll cage. Actually, you can still see some plastic hairs from when I was trying to cut the top part, because it was a big circle here, you know, with the normal backing plates that they have on Hot Wheels cars. So this probably could have primed this a little bit better, but I was in a hurry. It'll still look good. So anyways, that's the progress on that. And other than that, I think that's about it. Like usual, things tend to change, so I will be back after I've done a little bit of painting. All right, I'm back. I got some painting done, and I got some mock-up done. I added, these are just sitting here right now, these are some spacers to allow this to sit flush on this frame. And then I added this block on the back, just for something solid for this to sit on instead of just two individual posts, because it works out good. I mean, it lines up excellent. The only thing I haven't painted, obviously, is the cage. That's next, but I added some, I broke out my Citadel paints. I still need to do some touch-up, but I went with Lead Belcher for all the silver, Balthasar Gold for all the bronze and brass, and obviously a Baden Black, which I still have to do a lot of touch-up on. 2 coats. Then I used Nuln oil, a wash, a black wash over everything. So, you know, again, need some touch up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some highlight colors. I'm just going to highlight a few certain things. I made dry brush over the high spots just to accentuate, and then hit the cage, and obviously do any touch-ups I need. So that's that. I didn't do anything on the body. However, I did take this Punisher skull from the Marvel Hot Wheels car, and I did grind this smooth. And I took a little bit, excuse me, a little bit out of the top. Still not perfect. but it doesn't need to be. That's going to sit here. What I'm going to do is put mesh inside. I just need some solid points to be able to glue this. So this is going to rest all the way up against here. It does sit nice right in the front. I'm a little leery on this just because it's so thick, but it does look pretty cool. So I think once it's painted, right now I just kind of scuffed it up. I think once it's painted to match, and then adding some like weathering and white highlights, so that the skull does stand out a little bit, but not as blatantly obvious as this. I think it'll look pretty cool. And then obviously this back here is going to get the something to do with this gun sitting in here. This actually comes out, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but I want this sitting in there. And again, I'm going to drill that out, and I'm going to put this in. So it's a rocket launcher, but it's only a single rocket. And then I'm probably going to take this random bit that we have no clue what it is, and I'm going to probably mount this on the side and then run a wire or a pipe from here up to the gun. And that'll be it for that. But it's still gonna hinge. So this is gonna sit flush like that, and then it's gonna open up like that. I need to get like maybe a little rope ladder or something, I don't know. But that's it. But however, I am not going to be working on this for probably a week or so. I got to put it on the back burner. I got challenged on Instagram to a build-off for a Gaslands style car, and I can't use the one I'm building. Hot Wheels Cast is the name, all one word, on Instagram. And it's a build-off for pink slips. So winner gets the other person's car. So it's kind of cool. It's all in good fun. We set some ground rules, and I will be doing a video actually momentarily about that and the guidelines, rules, where and how the judging is going to go, and all that stuff. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on this war wagon. I'm not sure of a name. I got to come up with something. Dragtacular bus. I have no clue. Anyways, that's what this is, and it's going to have to go in the back burner for a little. But other than that, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.